Thank you for joining us during this short tutorial, the 7th in a 10-part Data 101 series. By the end of all 10 sessions, you will have a working knowledge of how to build an Excel template to collect and filter quality improvement intervention data. In this series, we will build a sample Excel template together that uses patient coaching for illustration purposes. However, Excel could be used in this way to collect data on other interventions as well. Depending on your level of Excel expertise, you may choose not to listen to all 10 sessions. If you are new to collecting data, a few other skills to learn that would highly complement this series would be the Plan, Do, Study, Act, or PDSA cycle, and SMART goals. By the end of Session 7, you will be able to understand how formulas are used in Excel to automate complex evaluations and observe examples of functionality that formulas provide. If you are just joining the series, we have been progressively building an Excel spreadsheet that will look like this. Let's get started. In this session, I'll do a very high-level overview of formulas. Formulas are one of the most complex tasks in Excel to set up initially, but this is also where much of the value of using Excel to capture data comes in. Using formulas is an advanced task. However, you should have enough information to understand the context in which they can be used. The good news is that once the formula is created and functioning, the hardest part is over, and it provides automation to complex and multi-step tasks. If you think there is a way for Excel to automatically perform a task or a calculation from data you have entered, there probably is. Again, this is where consulting with your executive and financial team will prove beneficial, and don't be embarrassed to ask. They are typically very happy to help in this way when you explain what it is helping you evaluate and accomplish. You can also search things like how to calculate age under the help icon, and a list of matches will quite possibly guide you through the process. Age and Coaching Complete are the two examples I will give to demonstrate just two ways Excel formulas can be used, but the opportunities are endless. I'm going to shade the Age and Coaching Complete columns to indicate that these fields will be automatically calculated. This might be information you would add to the Definitions tab to let the users know that's what the color means. Starting with age, requiring the hospital admission date and date of birth fields to always be recorded in the same format is the first step, because these two fields will both be used for calculating age. I'll first select column C. Then, by right-clicking, choosing Format Cells, going to the Number tab, and choosing Date, I am telling the system that I always want the date recorded in this chosen format. I prefer this since I'm working with a population that was born in the 1900s versus the 20th century. Otherwise, by looking, you won't know if the year 14 is 1914 or 2014. I'll format the date of birth column the same way. Next, we'll select the age cell to designate that this is where we want the age to be displayed. I use the hospital admission date in the calculation because if I use a formula that references today's date, the age will always change. I only want to know how old the patient was when they were in the hospital. Here's the formula I'm going to use. I need to ensure that everything is entered precisely, otherwise the formula won't function. Now, if I enter a date in the hospital admission date field and the date of birth field, it should automatically populate the age the patient was when they were admitted. For the question of if coaching was complete, through our formula, we'll tell the system that if columns N, O, P, and Q are all yes, then place a yes in column R. If any of those columns are no, then it will recognize that coaching wasn't complete. Here's the formula for that. Don't forget to copy and paste the formula into all applicable cells. Now we can test the formula by entering yes or no in these columns. Observe how the system returns an answer to whether coaching was completed or not. In the formula, I defined that the only way coaching was complete is if columns N, O, P, and Q are all answered yes. This concludes Session 7. The first link, listed here, will take you to the Microsoft training on Excel if you are on a version other than what we have used to demonstrate through the series. If you are interested in building on what you have learned today, be sure to look at the additional sessions in this Data 101 series. Also, remember that understanding PDSA and SMART goals will provide great foundational framework when you are in the phase of determining which data to collect. Thank you for viewing this video tutorial.